What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In this video we're going to take a look at my Dual Dagger Tempest build. I realized something from making the Assassin Archer build recently and also this Dual Dagger Tempest build that I really enjoy playing personally the double dagger weapons rather than Archer. Archer is kind of fun, it certainly has its strengths, and if you are looking for obviously something that is ranged that isn't magic, Archer would be the way to go. Me, I like getting in close and personal with my enemies and trying to outsmart them, outmaneuver them, and the double dagger rogue certainly delivers that. Currently I'm level 15 with Sarah, so I think I've got about 17 points or something like that with her. There are a few points here that I haven't quite invested in yet, but I will definitely point those out as skills that I'm going to unlock in the future. Alright, so starting from the double dagger tree, we have flank attack. You leap through the shadows to attack your foe with deadly strikes that hit them from behind. This is a 2-hit attack, 1 hit for each dagger in your hand, at 200% weapon damage with a cooldown of only 8 seconds. Since stealth is a big part of the kind of trickery and also the survivability of a dual dagger rogue, be it Assassin, Tempest, or whatever, we definitely want to go with the upgrade Skirmisher. Before your target turns to face your blow, you move to stealth impossible to find. The way this works is basically you're dashing to your target, you're hitting them, and you're immediately going to get a free stealth after that. This can easily set you up to do another devastating attack from your enemy's rear, such as Twin Fangs. You lash out with both daggers, striking deep with bonus damage if you flank your foe. Another 2-hit combo dealing 266% weapon damage and a damage bonus of 200% if you flank your foe. Flanking, of course, means that if you are attacking from the side or probably more effectively and safely from the very back of your enemy. The upgrade for Twin Fangs is also really good, Ripping Fangs. If flanking, your Twin Fangs attack will keep your target armor sundered from the blow. This adds a 100% more bonus damage and also sunders their armor for 8 seconds. Next up we have Dance of Death. You regain stamina with every kill, the better to continue your assault. So for every enemy's death that you have a hand in, you are going to regain 50 stamina. Further down, we have Sneak Attack. Attacks upon a target's back or flank are much more likely to be killing blows. This is going to increase, according to what it says here, my critical hit chance by 27%. Now, normally, what this should say is 30%, but what I've realized is that I think the reason why it says 27%, and maybe I'm just really slow to realizing this now, is that currently I have a critical hit chance of 13%. So if we do simple math, that means that getting that passive would put me up to 40% critical hit chance, which may be, it seems, the cap for how much critical hit you can stack. For our 6th point, we're going to take Death Blow. You lash out hard with swift and deadly skill, and then again against a wounded foe. Damage of 200% weapon damage and a bonus 3% for every 1% missing health. The threshold 50% or below. Let's take a quick look at the Sabotage line. You'll notice that I don't have poison weapons and infected wounds yet, but that is definitely going to be a part of my build later on. I find that with the priorities that I have for the skills with the Dual Dagger Tempest, I wanted to make sure that I had other things, for example, look like it hurt, and as many skills as I could get from the various trees, Double Daggers and Tempest. But anyway, so that will definitely go into the build later on, poison weapons and infected wounds. Some people say that the skill itself is not all that necessary, which, yes, I think is true for later on in the game. Poison weapons and the infected wounds doesn't really add too much more to what already is probably going to be a really powerful build, but early on, or I should say kind of where I am at around level 15 or so, then I think that the poison damage plus the extra 25% damage bonus from infected wounds can certainly make a difference. Whether you decide to take poison weapons in the upgrade or not, definitely make sure that you pick up caltrops so that way you can make your way towards looked like it hurt. Whenever you score a critical hit, you regenerate stamina. This is a high priority for me in all of my builds. As soon as I can get this alongside of some other skills to start building up whatever build I'm making for my rogue, it's definitely a must-have. From the Subterfuge line, we're going to take quite a few abilities here, and this is actually probably the highest reason why I haven't taken the Poisoned Weapons and Infected Wounds skill upgrade, is because I wanted to make sure that at this level I had as many of the points available to me, so that way I can invest in things like Stealth and all the way down to Shadow Strike. So Stealth, you guys know how this works. You go into Stealth, and then attacking from Stealth gives you a damage bonus of 50%. Dealing damage to enemies reduces the ability's cooldown time. Next up, we have a pretty decent passive, Evasion. They can't hit what they can't see. Your deceptive fighting style gives you a chance to dodge enemy attacks, taking no damage. Next up, we have Evade. You leap away from incoming attacks, putting yourself where you need to be to win this fight. This skill can definitely be a lifesaver, so keep it in mind. For example, if a dragon is trying to swipe you with its tail, or maybe one of those big ass sledgehammer guys is going on a rampage, remember to use Evade and get the hell out of the way. A big bonus for going down the Subterfuge line is Ambush. While you're in Stealth and shortly after leaving it, your attacks ignore some of your target's armor, giving you armor penetration of 50 seconds for 6 seconds. And as I mentioned earlier, we have Shadow Strike. If you are in Stealth or have not taken damage recently, this attack hits even harder. It's a massive uppercut of 400% weapon damage and a Stealth bonus damage of 200% increase. The not taken damage recently is probably also that 200% bonus damage, which has a threshold of 5 seconds. So if you've recently taken any kind of damage and you're not quite ready to go into Stealth or something like that, maybe within that 5 seconds you can take a break and then come back and whoop some ass with Shadow Strike. The upgrade is definitely a must. Quick Blade Shadow Strike costs less stamina, and when you use it while flanking an opponent, you reduce all of your active cooldown times. This is a major boon for your ability to use flasks a lot more often with your Dual Dagger Tempest. Speaking of Tempest, let's go ahead and take a look at the skills that I've selected here. We're pretty much focusing all on the right side here, starting from Flask of Fire. The flask coats you in flames that spur you to frenzied action. For a short time, your abilities cost no stamina, and enemies who attack you are knocked backward. The upgrade for this is a must-have. While Flask of Fire is active, all of your abilities have no cooldown. So you have no stamina cost, plus no cooldown for your abilities for the next 5 seconds. It's amazing. Next up down the line, Fury of the Storm. When your stamina is exhausted, you fight even harder, lashing out with Fury to win the fight. Damage bonus increase of 10% with a low stamina threshold of 50%. Next up we have Killer's Alchemy. You do bonus damage with all attacks for a short time whenever you use an elixir or a potion, and the effect stacks. So drinking down one of your elixirs or potions gives you a bonus damage of 15% for 10 seconds. Down at the bottom, we have Flask of Lightning. Everyone on the battlefield except you moves much more slowly for a short time. You can't use this ability while another elixir is active, so don't even think that you could mix Flask of Fire with Flask of Lightning. It's just not going to work. Duration of 5 seconds, speed reduction of 60%. Now, I don't have it just yet, but I am definitely going to go for the upgrade Quicksilver. Your Flask of Lightning is more concentrated, time almost seems to stand still around you, further reducing the speed of everything around you by 39% and increasing the duration by 2 seconds. So in total, you're going to have 7 seconds of damn near completely frozen battlefield for you to rage and go crazy with. And while I haven't invested the point into it yet, I will definitely pick up 1000 Cuts. You choose a target, then dash to and fro, a shadow leaving blood with every leap. After you slice through other nearby foes, you land behind your target, striking deep. 300% weapon damage, and should you get the Master Focus perk, you'll have Tier 3, which is 38 hits. The way I go about engaging enemies with a Dual Dagger Tempest is first, of course, I'm going to approach the rear of my target with stealth. Once I'm positioned, I'm going to open up with Twin Fangs and deliver a massive blow while also tearing them down to the ground. I get in a free, quick few basic attacks before they get up, and then I go into flank attack. With the Skirmisher upgrade, this is immediately going to put me back into stealth and out of aggro from my enemy. Now where I go from here can vary depending on the type of enemy that I'm facing, how much their health is and stuff like that, but I like to follow this up with a Shadow Strike from behind. If I really think that the battle could last a bit longer, then I may use instead a Flask of Lightning and just start tearing away chunks of their back. And if that hasn't done it by now, then I'm gonna down a Flask of Fire and start uppercutting the shit out of them with Shadow Strike. Remember that attacking from behind with Shadow Strike reduces all of your cooldown times, so by the time I get done going berserk with Shadow Strike, all of my abilities are probably either off cooldown or almost completely off of cooldown. Death Blow can also be another great skill to use when your enemies are near death. One other thing that I would like to mention, which I don't normally do because I like to leave you guys with as much of an open mind without me putting too many ideas into your head, let you kind of think for yourselves. But one of the things that I really realized that I enjoyed doing while having a Dual Dagger Rogue, for example, in my party is I like to bring my support build version of Vivian. Vivian equipped with barriers set to preferred with very few other abilities for her to use with the build that I'm working with right now means that she really often casts barrier to protect herself, of course, and the others around you, which of course includes Sarah or your main character as a Dual Dagger Rogue. Dual Dagger Rogues, be it them Tempest or Assassin or whatever, definitely are on the squishier side of things when it comes to their health and defense and stuff like that. By having Vivian in your party, and as often as she can cast barrier to protect you and other party members, is a huge boon to your survivability as a Dual Dagger Rogue. Alright, so let's take a look at a couple of examples of the Dual Dagger Tempest in action. Thanks for watching this video on my Dual Dagger Tempest build in Dragon Age Inquisition. I appreciate your guys' patience. I know that a lot of you have been eagerly awaiting to see more build videos. Like I said before, I've been spending a lot of time with friends and family over the holidays and stuff like that, but now that Christmas and New Year's and stuff like that is over, I'm going full throttle back into things here on YouTube. Click the like button to support these Dragon Age Inquisition videos, and stay subscribed because more videos are on the way. Thanks again for watching, my name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.